Hello, hello everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour number, what are we at, 44? 44. Crafty Hour 44, everybody. Hello everybody, it's joining us. So welcome to another exciting Crafty Hour. So let me give everybody a moment. I'm just going to measure this one card really quick. We only have one measurement. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. All right, well, we are gonna hit the ground running. So welcome everybody. Welcome to Crafty Hour 44. It's Kourtney here with Scrapbook-N-Memories. I hope you guys tuned in today and saw Diane's beautiful cards. She did a really cute little pocket with a pull-out card that would be adorable to put gift cards and stuff on it. So make sure to go back and watch hers if you missed it. We got some good news, bad news. Good news is we went live today. We went live a day early because Deanna's announcing her new Graphic 45 class tomorrow, where we would normally do our Crafty Hour announcement. So we went live today, this morning before Crafty Hour. Bad news is we're sold out. So thank you for everybody that jumped on it. Thank you for everybody that trusts the process and love and support us. We, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for all the support. But Crafty Hour 46 is sold out. It's sold out in record time. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to do 2 cards tonight. We're going interactive. So we're going to play with that lovely die that was in your set. And I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. That die, when I first looked at it, I was like, ooh, what am I going to do with this thing? I am oval challenged. I am very challenged to do ovals. But I played with this one and I love it. It's not one that I would have normally bought for myself, but after I played with it and made these cards, I love this die. It makes the best shaker cards. It is perfect to fit on an A2 card, and it makes fabulous shakers. Look at those. Isn't that fun? So we're going to do these 2 cards. We're going to step through them, and hopefully we make it all through. As always, I seem to get over ambitious sometimes and get too many techniques and things in, but I like to add a little technique because I have a lot of people that always request it and they love a little technique. So this is the first one we're going to start with. So in your kit, you're going to grab your white card base and your red cardstock. So we got your white card base. Sorry, that's red, not white, Kourtney. We got your white card base and your red cardstock. And one thing I noticed with these card bases is they are not very straight. And to me, I have to have mine straight. So I just kind of lined them back up, took my bone folder, and straightened them all up. Or at least straighten them up a little bit better than the way they were pre-folded. Okay, so you want your white card base. Let me change the resolution on my computer really quick because it's doing the green screen of Blinky. Let me change that so it quits doing that. And then you're going to grab your card base. Now, this card base to me was way too bright. So we are going to tone it down a little bit. But first we got to do some die cutting and cutting it down. So we're going to cut it down on each side, and we're going to cut it down just a hair. So it's 5 1/4 by 4. So 5 1/4 by 4. Do you like my scrap paper there? Nothing but the best. Whatever I find near me gets written on. So we're going to cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. So what we're doing is we're just chopping it down a little bit. That doesn't look very even, does it? Nope, Kourtney can't do measurements. That's okay. Maybe my paper is a little bit bigger, but we're going to do it that way so we have a little bit of white all the way around the edges of it. Okay, so that's our first chomp. 5 1/4 by 4, easy peasy. Just chomp it down 1/4 inch to make it where you have a white edge all the way around it. Now, in your thing, homework, I told you to grab some gold glitter paper. It can be gold glitter, it can be gold foil, it can be whatever you want. Just grab something gold. This is from this pack right here. Both of our stores carried this. We still have them in stock. I'm not sure. I'm sure Deanna still has it in stock. This is the Card Deco Essentials. This is the pretty metallic papers. I've used these in some other crafty hours, and I'm using the gold glitter out of this pack. I love it because it does not shed. No shedding glitter is my favorite. So we're going to grab our die cutting machine, and we move my plates around, and we're going to grab our die. So I need to make sure, let me move machine this way. I need to make sure I'm right-handed, so I need to go this way, that we can get the whole thing in the camera. So we've got our gold piece of paper, got our gold paper, and then we're going to grab that die set. So that die set has like 4 large kind of frames. It has 4 large frames. The one we're going to grab is the largest one. So this is the outer frame. We're just going to grab what I'm calling, this one's the shadow. This is the farthest one out. Okay? We're going to grab that. It's just going to make a silhouette. We're going to put it on here. I'm going to put it at an angle, that way it fits a little bit better, and we're just going to die cut this out. Now this paper has a coating on it. It has like a plastic coating, so I did find that I had to run it through a couple times on my hard plates to make sure it cut all the way through. I'm messing up when I'm die cutting, I always mess up my mats underneath. Sorry, it shifts everything. Oh, shift. Let's see. And there we go. So we got the gold part. So our gold part is going to be that outer frame. Okay. And then you can set that to the side. And then in your kit, you're going to grab one of your white panels. You have a white panel. It's not folded in half. It's just a white panel. And you're going to grab that same die again. So there's that one. And I found if you put this one on at angle 2, it fits better. Okay, so we're going to put that on. And then we're going to grab this one. This one is going to add that little kind of curly detail to it. And we're going to add that one on there. Okay. And then we're going to add the next largest one. The next largest one. Okay. So what this is going to do is it's going to cut out a really cute white silhouette. And I'm going to have to go back to the gold one because I missed a step already, but that's okay. And again, this one's got a lot of layers in it, so I'm just going to run it back and forth. Okay. So what you're going to end up with is this piece right here. And I'll punch out those white things in a second. So we got that. Then going back to our gold, I forgot to put a hole in the center of it. It's a shaker, we need a hole. Back to the gold. We're going to put that guy right in the center. And you know what? I'm not going to die cut it, but I'm going to put this guy on here just so I can find my center and make sure he is centered really good. I'm not going to die cut him. I'm just using him for reference. Okay, there we go. This one is the smallest of the 4 big ones, the smallest. So this one is more oval, whereas the other one had a flat top. Okay, it had a flat top. This one's more oval. And we're going to punch that out. And there we go. Put the die cutter out of the way. So now we have this gold piece and we have this white piece. And doesn't that make just a beautiful frame? Kind of reminds me of like a mirror, like a decorative mirror, like mirror, mirror on the wall. Okay. So I'll let you guys get those die cut. Hopefully everybody has those die cut. I'll clean up my sequins. I dump my tray of sequins while you guys are die cutting. I love these sequins. Oh my gosh, I love them. I wish I had like a 15-pound bag of these things. Okay, so now we're just going to glue these two pieces together. We've got that gold and we've got the white. And I'm just using my glue press. Love the glue press. I love the precision tip that's on it. Not gonna lie, again, I'm always honest with you guys. When this thing first came out, I thought, oh, that thing's a gimmick. How good can it really be? And then all of my store owner friends were like, oh my God, you have to get this. It is amazing. It works. It's wonderful. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a try. I gave it, oh my gosh, there's no going back. When we went to market last week, I didn't take it with me because I didn't have room in my luggage and I was missing it in the classes. I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have brought my glue press with me. Okay, so there is that. We just have the white, my dirty little fingers, we'll cover that up, glued onto the gold. Okay, then we're gonna go back. We're going back to this guy right here, our red, and we're gonna ink around the edges of it. I thought it was way too bright. For reds, I like more of a burgundy. So I just grabbed a brown ink pad, and this one's called Cup of Joe. It's whatever brown you have. Brown is brown. And I'm just going to ink the edges of it to kind of bring in more of a burgundy color. I see we got some more people signing on. Hello, everybody. Oh yes, the white piece would be beautiful and pearlescent. It'd be beautiful in a glitter. There's so much that'd be. I just, like I said, I love that die now. It's a beautiful die. When I first looked at it, I was like, ugh, what am I going to do with this thing? This is not my style. And then I turned it into a shaker and I'm like, whew, I wonder if they'll be okay if I make 2 shaker cards with the same die. I know it's not a lot different. I mixed it up a little bit, but 2 shakers with the same die. Okay, so we are browning our edges, browning our brown. So it just kind of gives it more of that burgundy look, okay? More of a burgundy. And I'm just using my blending tools. Let me clean the brown off my mat. Otherwise, everything will end up brown. Don't know where my binky is. Okay. I'm going to bring my splat box in and we're going to add on here. You'll see I added some gold splats, but when I did the gold splats, I want them just on the red and I did not want them in the center. I didn't want it to look like the same piece of paper all the way across. I wanted it to look a little different. So remember that gold cutout we had before? We're going to flip that over and use it as a mask. We're going to just mask off that area. It's the back side of it, so it's not going to hurt anything. And then we're going to bring in our gold watercolor. If you've got the, this is the Crafter's Companion one. If you've got the, gosh, the Spellbinders one, the Tsukaneko one, whatever you have, grab it. It will be perfect. Forgot to put my apron on. Look at my splat box is just really pretty. Look at all that turquoise and gold. Ooh, I love it. Turquoise and gold. Okay, let me not use my drinking water. Okay, so I'm just getting some putting some water in my watercolors just to kind of make it juicy, get some juiciness to it. And we're just going to splat the gold on. And when we splat the gold, we have that mask. So the gold will not be in the center, and it's going to make that gold pop more. When I do splats and things, I don't like to do the whole thing solid because then it just looks like you sneezed on it. And I want it to look like it was supposed to be there, not like, oops, I dropped something on my project. If that makes sense to you. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush off. Put my lid on my water so I don't spill it. Okay, so that is our background. Easy peasy. We're going to lift this guy up, and then look at how stunning that is and how much of a difference it makes just having the gold on the outside. It kind of makes it like a halo. Isn't that pretty? Kind of a halo. So that's our background. I'm going to set it to the side and just let it dry. But look how nice it is just to have gold in certain spots. Not on the whole thing. Not on the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the side and let it dry. We're going to bring our frame back. So remember I told you to grab some acetate. We're going to make that shaker card. We're going to turn that frame into a shaker card. Let's see, do I have a piece that's big enough to fit that? Ooh, I do. Ha, that is going to fit it. I think I can use a scrap. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm going to get away with the scrap. I think I can use it. Okay, so I'm grabbing my score tape because we want it to be flat. And I'm not measuring the acetate. Usually what I do is I glue it down and then I just take my scissors and cut around it. No measuring. So I'm just taking score tape or sukwang. This is 1/4 of an inch. You can use whatever you have. And I'm just haphazardly going across the back. And I love score tape because, as you can see, I'm just ripping and tearing it. I am not wasting time trying to use my scissors, trying to cut it, because I guarantee you anytime I try to hold foam tape or score tape in my fingers to cut it, I end up cutting my finger. And yeah, I've done it more than once. And you know, our scissors are sharp, so it bleeds for a while. Welcome to Crafty Hour TMI. Okay, there's that. And then I'm just going to stick I'm just sticking that on there. That's just my acetate, my window, mainly closed. And I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just cutting the excess off. Not measuring it, not worrying about it. Great way to use up your scraps or not waste too much of your stuff. Okay, so there we go. We have an acetate on there, and now we have a shaker window. My gosh, Missouri and Iowa. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, everybody. Okay, we're going to grab our card base back, so we better glue this on before we get too far. Again, just using my glue press, and we're going to glue the red on. So we have a little bit of white all the way around the outside edges with that nice halo in the center. So that's really going to accentuate, really accent that piece. So that's on there. Then we're going to grab our foam tape. So we need to put some foam on the back of this. We got to build it up. It is a shaker. So we got to build our layers. And this foam tape that I'm using up is something that was in my stash. So it's not as high as I like it to be, but I'm using it up because it's in my stash. So I'm going to do 2 layers. I'm going to do it 2 layers tall. But if you take your foam tape and take the backing off like I did, you can find that you can shape your foam tape. So it is easier to take it and go around corners and things when that backing is not on it. Fun fact. So I'm just doing 2 layers of foam tape because my tape wasn't very tall. Usually what I do is I'll put on 1 layer of foam tape, and then I'll put my little Ghibli bits in there. And if my little Ghibli bits, and then I'll kind of look and see, ooh, are they too tall? Are they too short? Will they slide around? And if I feel like they're too tall and there's not enough movement area in there, then you need to add another layer of foam tape, because if it's not tall enough, then your stuff will not move around freely. If that makes sense. This is why I'm using this foam tape up. It is not my favorite. It is stickier than ever. Okay, so there is that. Now we're going to take our little Ghiblis and put them in the center. Anybody seen my bag? There it is. So we're going to add our sequins. I always try to go and make sure they are as flat as possible. Otherwise, they won't shake. And you want them to be in the center because you don't want your foam tape to stick to them. So kind of spread them out. Okay, and then we're going to take our frame. We're going to put it right in the center. And it will overlap that red a little bit. And there we go. There's our shaker. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so there's our shaker. Then we need the little ephemera parts that I told you to dig out. There was Santa in the sleigh. There was this holly piece, a little holly. This piece. So those we're going to build onto your card. I'm just going to put white glue on this piece and glue them down. I loved how these ephemera pieces seem to wrap around the frame. It kind of wrapped around the oval. I love how it kind of did that effect. It's like it was made for it. Okay, then we're going to glue the other one kind of up in the top. Again, kind of wrapping around. This guy, we're going to put a little pop dot on the back of him because, you know, he's got to have a little height to him. And then we're just going to pop him. Kind of double up those berries. And then Santa and his reindeer, I just put them flat again. So just a little bit of liquid glue. And he's just going to go right across the card. Just like that. And then the last thing I added was, oh, what fun. This was from the chipboard stuff. You can use whatever you want. I already used oh, what fun, so I'm going to use fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. And I am going to put some foam on the back of this one too. I want to pop that. It'll stop sticking to me. Okay, we're going to put some foam tape on that. And then we'll just put her down here. Fa la 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 la. Okay, look at that. Doing good on time. So there is card number 1, shaker number 1. Isn't that adorable? I just love this set. This set is so adorable. I don't know if Deanna's sneaky peekied or not, but we have something in store / up our sleeve coming that's going to match this kit. I don't know when, but something is coming. So stay tuned. Watch both of our Facebook pages because we'll let you know. Okay, next card. I can't keep secrets either. This is our next card. Okay, so another shaker, using those dies again, kind of mixing the dies up a little bit. So we're going to go back and grab a white panel and a red panel. Ah, thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's refold this card. Oh, I need that piece for later. Okay, so we're going to start with our white panel. Then you're going to grab your red panel. And we're going to die cut. So we're going to die cut again. So grab your die cutting machine. You're going to grab your red panel. You're going to grab the outer frame. And this time you're going to want to put it at an angle. And you're going to kind of want to pay attention to where you're at. You want to stay kind of within your parameters because we're going to use the negative for right here. Now you will see a small indentation there. So if you have an extra red panel and want to use it, I'm okay with that. But make sure you're on the panel because we are going to use that later. So there's your big piece. And then we're going with that window piece again. So that the oval, you want to center it up and have that oval. You know what? I'm going to put this other piece on just so I can eyeball it better and make sure I'm centered. It doesn't look too bad. Oh, and then I shifted it. We're going with it. Okay, cutting plate. We're going to crank her through. Doing good on time. We got 30 minutes. Doing great. Doing great. Okay, so we got all 3 of these pieces are cut out. Save all 3 of these pieces. We will be using those. Then you're going to grab a pink panel. So this was also in your kit. You want the pink panel. And we're going to do that outside frame. The fleur-de-lis frame. So we're doing the same thing we did for the white layer on the previous card. That fleur-de-lis. And then the one with the flat end, not the oval end. You want the 3 largest. This is the 3 largest ones. Three largest ones. I know, I'm telling you. It's a challenge for me to work with ovals, but I did it. I did it. Okay, so then there's our pink piece. So that is the end of the die cutting. So let me put all those on my magnet so I don't lose them. And we're going to start with our white card base. We are going to put that scrap red is what I'm calling it, because we're covering up 98% of it, so why not cut the center out of it? It does make it not quite so squared when you do that, so you just have to make sure you square it off. Okay, and this is where we're going to lead astray, and you can do it different. The pattern paper you're going to want is the trees. There was only one sheet of trees in the pack, so I have to use something different now, and I decided I want to use this one. I really like the snowflakes, so we're going to cut this. Same size we did before, the 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. And then that is going to go right over the top. And look at that. It hides the hole that we made. And that gives us a little bit of red all the way around the outside edge. Like magic. Ta-da! That's it. That's the great thing about dies. It's a great thing about nesting dies. If you haven't gotten those tonic bundles yet, oh my gosh, grab those. It has the scallops. It has the circles. You get so much bang for your buck out of nesting dies because you can cut the center of your papers out and use them for other things, and it's like printing money. Printing money. Okay, so we've got that little frame. We're going to come over here. We've got this frame. We've got our little pink one. We're going to pop out all of his bits and pieces. And we're going to do another trick to the center of this shaker card too. So one more little trick. Whoops, missed it. My eyes are not seeing so straight tonight. Okay, we're sticking that on. Okay, so one thing I did on here, it's a little bit different. I told you guys to grab some vellum. The vellum is in behind here. I don't know if you can tell, but if I would have done the shaker window just the way it was, the trees would have been the same here. And I felt like it was too busy for the shaker. It was too much going on. So what we're going to do is cut a piece of vellum and put behind it, and that kind of lightens the color of the paper, so it doesn't get lost. So I lied. We still need your smallest circle of the 4. And we're going to cut that out of vellum. Some thick vellum. It's weird. That's the, actually, do I want to go larger? Where'd my other one go? I'm going to go the larger one, and they'll be fine. It doesn't matter if you cut the smaller one already or if you did the larger one. Most of it's going to be hidden. So we're just cutting an oval with that die for the background, okay? We just basically need an ovalish shape. Ovalish. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and we haven't put any glue on anything yet. We're just going to take that oval and see when you do that, see how it lightens your background and makes it look different. It gives you that different look. It's making it lighter, so it's not as busy. So we're just going to put some adhesive. I'm just using some runner. This is the Scrapbook adhesive brand. Most of this, I'm not concerned about my adhesive showing because we're going to cover it. All that's going to get covered by embellishments, except for this one over here. So I might pull that one over there off because that one poked out a little bit farther than I wanted it to. There we go. There we go. Now we're hidden. You could probably use liquid glue too. It's just a wet adhesive and on vellum. Sometimes it wrinkles the vellum, so I usually use dry adhesive on vellum. Okay, now we need to do our acetate for the front. So we need acetate again. So we're going to flip that and do our score tape again. Hopefully you guys are crafting along. It's good to see all the eyeballs watching. If not, you're taking notes and we'll go back and craft later. But hopefully you're crafting along. We love doing these crafty hours because the idea is it's only an hour. It's only an hour of crafting. Sometimes you want to make something, but you don't have time for a 3 or 4 hour class, or you don't have time to haul out a lot of product and then put it all back. So the idea for crafty hours is it's just an hour. It's a small time commitment. You get to get crafty. You get to make something. And yeah, it's just an hour of crafting. So thank you everybody for joining us twice a month for doing these crafty hours. When Deanna and I went to Market, Vegas last week, we had to stop. I'm like, ooh, what about a crafty hour? Ooh, how about this for a crafty hour? Ooh, how about that for a crafty hour? And she's like, I think we're good now up to 2025. Stop, Kourtney. So we have some good ones coming up. Good ones coming up. Okay, we need acetate again. And I bet you all of my scraps. Ooh, that scrap might be big enough. The scrap might be big enough. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Okay, so I'm again just putting it on and I'm just snipping. Whatever's on the back side. Okay, apparently there's something dirty on my mat because it keeps getting on my cards. I didn't clean my mat off very well. I thought I did. There's some right there too. It's either on my mat or my cutting plates. Okay, so there we go. Again, we need to add our foam tape. I hope you guys aren't Christmased out because we have a lot more Christmas crafty hours coming too. I can think of at least 2 more. There's at least 2 more Christmas crafty hours. Look at this. Deanna doesn't sign on, and I just spill all the beans. Don't tell her. Ooh, and we have some Halloween ones coming up. Ooh. I guess I'm just chatty Cathy tonight. You're getting all kinds of the inside scoop. Inside scoop. And the stuff is sticky. Okay, again, I'm doing 2 layers of this foam tape because it's not very high. This one's not very high. And I just dropped my eraser in my cup of water. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, Gan. Hello, Gan. Gan's watching and crafting tomorrow. Awesome. Are my retreat girls still at the retreat? I know we had a bunch of girls retreating all week this week. So I wonder if they're tuning in. Ooh, I need help this month. What is at the top of my list to buy? Ooh. Ooh, that's hard questions. I've had so many good things coming in. Lots of great Spellbinder stuff that come in. Oh my gosh. I think I'd add some better press plates to my list. Those are on my need. Okay, now we've got that. We've got our vellum. We're going to add our little Ghiblies. Oh, that is very sweet, Valerie. I am sure all the sick, she makes cards and gives them to sick kids, and I am sure they appreciate and love every single card you send. There's nothing, I remember being a kid, there's nothing better than getting mail. I used to have pen pals and write back and forth, and I always looked forward to when I had mail. As a kid, it's exciting to get mail. As an adult, sometimes it's not, because it's always bills. So it's nice to get something in the mail other than bills, you know? Or political ads. There we go. So there's shaker number 2. So see, by adding that vellum to the background, you can still see the background a little bit, but it makes it more subtle. So it makes the shaker bit stand out more versus hiding in the midst of all that background. So this one I did with the blue. The original one I did with the trees. They are both very, very, very lovely. In your pack, you're going to have this thing. It says Merry Christmas. It's in the acetates. There's only one in the kit, so I already used mine. But I'm going to grab a different one. So the acetate, when you put it on here, it kind of gets lost. So what I did on the supply list, I told you guys to have paint, white paint, okay? And what you're going to do, you can use a paintbrush if you want. I'm just going to use my finger. I'm going to stick it in there. And all I'm going to do is just really quick, very loosey-goosey. I'm just going to rub some paint on there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be even. And when you flip it over, it's going to give you a really cool kind of mixed media look. You can still see through it, but when you put it on top of something or something on it, you're going to be able to see it better. So I'm just going to sit that there and let that guy dry. And I did it to the frame because that's all I have left. You are going to be doing it to the Merry and Bright, the Merry and Bright. And this is why I don't have pretty nails, because I have paint all over my hands. Okay, so back to our card. We've got our hearts. I'm just going to use liquid on here. These were in your die cut elements, so everything I used was from the die cut elements. And I'm just going to kind of layer that on, like so. And then we've got another heart. And we'll just lay that on. We've got a little snowman, also from the die cuts. I'm going to put foam tape on the back of him. And I'm just going to pop them right there. So he is popped. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to bring my splat box in again, and we're going to add white snow. So white splats. See how cute that looks? And I did not do the white splats on my sentiments. I don't always do splats on my sentiments. I like to leave them clean because sometimes the splat lands where you don't want it to land, and it covers up some of your words and you can't read it or you can't tell what it is. So I don't like to splat on top of my words. You can use white paint. You can use water down your acrylic paint. I'm using the Dina Wakley Gloss Spray. This is a good one too. So I'm just giving it a good shake. And what I like to do with this one is just twist the top off and try not to spill it. And then I just tap, tap, tap from the straw. Okay? I don't have to mix acrylic paint up. I don't have to, and there's tons of ways to make splats. You can mix up acrylic paint. You can leave them in the little dropper bottles, which I've done and showed you guys. You can use the Dina Wakley and just use the straw. There's no right or wrong. Just make some snow. Kind of the nice thing about the Dina Wakley is it's glossy. So sometimes when you water down acrylic paint or you water down gesso, it doesn't have a shine to it, and sometimes it gets lost in the background. This is glossy, so it makes great snow. Okay, let me pull that out. And this guy is probably still wet. That paint takes, yeah, I can see it. It's glossy. It's still wet. It's going to take a little while for it to dry. So all I did, because this guy's still wet too, that gloss takes a while to dry. So that's got your splats on it. So all you're going to do is add foam tape to the back of your Merry Bright, and then you'll pop that on there. And by adding that paint to the top, it makes it stand out so the background's not shining through. So another little hint and trick. For this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to take probably Merry and Bright that's on here and stick them on there. So then that way I can see it. But I got to wait for my paint to dry so my foam tape will stick. So there's that. So let me bring him in, these two cards. And with that, that's Crafty Hour. So that is Crafty Hour number 44. So I actually got done 9 minutes early, so I'm impressed myself. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for everybody who purchased the kits from us. We truly appreciate it. Thank you for your support. We will continue to do these as long as they're popular. And after today, we know you guys are loving them because the next Crafty Hour 46 is sold out. Crafty Hour 45 is also sold out. So thank you from the bottoms of our hearts. So thank you so much. Have a fabulous night. And as always, we love, love, love to see your creations. So make sure to jump over to Crafty Hour Creations, our private Facebook group, and post your creations that you made for Crafty Hour. It can be the same exact thing. It can be your interpretation, or it can be how you used all the scrap bits and pieces. There are tons left over in this kit still. You still have chipboard pieces, there's foam pieces, you have more Ghibli bits, you have pattern papers, card bases. There is lots to still create and play with. So have fun with them. Thank you for tuning in. Have a fabulous night, and we will see you guys tomorrow. If you're interested in Deanna's Graphic 45 class, there will be 2 different videos. So Deanna will do her live at 11 o'clock on Clipper Street's page, and then she will do Scrapbook-N-Memories live on our page at 11:15. That way, you guys, we can kind of keep track of it a little bit, since it's a little bit different format. So there will be 2 different postings and 2 different lives for that one. So have a fabulous day, and hopefully we see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.